Hey guys, Jeff here at the Common Sense Camper. Today, what are we doing today? Well, I'm going to clean up the fire pit area here. I think I'm going to make a tripod for cooking. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to make some coffee. But first, I got to get a fire going because it is 11 degrees right now. 11. That's brutal. Although it's warmer than what it's been the last 4 or 5 days. It's been like -5, -11. So I'm going to say it's around 0 right now with the wind chill. So I will be right back. If I haven't said it before, the key to successful fire, even though I am freezing right now, I mean it's cold, it's brutal out here, is as much as I want to get this thing going right away, I also know if I don't prepare for the fire correctly, I'm going to spend about a half hour and I'm just going to have a bed of smoldering, wet, nasty wood, and that's no good. So if the old saying is if you think you have enough wood, double it. So I've got enough to start what I need for right now. I'm going to go ahead and process some drier wood, that firewood that I already have stacked behind me here, and get this fire going. Maybe I should title this Fire Pit Fridays. I don't know. Anyways, that feels a lot better. The only bad thing is the wood's really wet, so it's very smoky right now. But making a fire like that is pretty simple if you have the right stuff and you know how to do it. Where most people fail with a fire is they don't have enough smalls. They don't have enough kindling, and you need a good bunch. Now, what I used right there is nowhere near what I would typically do if I wasn't at my house, at my property. I would definitely have collected probably 3 times that much, because you don't want to fail getting the fire started, because it's nerve-wracking, because you spend a half hour to an hour gathering, getting all the wood, and then you get the thing lit and it goes out on you, and then you're scrambling trying to find smalls. So if anything, collect way more smalls than your mediums or bigs. That would be my biggest suggestion. So that feels a lot better, and of course when you're gathering wood, your body warms up. There's an old saying that firewood warms you 3 times. That's when you cut it down or collect it, when you split it, and then when you burn it. And that's definitely true. So my core body temperature's just about right, and the fire feels really good. I can feel it on my face, my boots, and my legs. So and like I said, it's about 11 degrees out here. One thing I wanted to mention is a big milestone for me is I am almost at 3,000 subscribers, and I want to thank all of my current subscribers that are out there that have followed me. I started this in, I think, 2010 maybe. I'll have to research that, but it's been a long journey. I remember when I got my first 100, I was like, yes, and now that I'm almost at 3,000, I'm super stoked, and I'm going to start putting a little more effort into the videos and how I make them and how I'm editing them. It's always been something I've done on the side, and I'll still continue to do that. But now that I have a lot more viewers, obviously YouTube pays you through marketing ads and things like that to have a channel, because they're using your forum to advertise products. And so with that, I can do a little better camera gear, I can get better editing software. So what little bit of money I make off YouTube, I always put it back into the channel. So I want to say I appreciate everyone out there that likes and subscribes and shares my videos. So enough of me rambling, and I'm doing it because this fire feels really good and I don't want to walk away from it. But I want to get this tripod done and make some lunch. Nothing fancy, it's just Knorr's noodles and some Spam and some coffee. So don't go away, I'll be right back. Heck, come on, man. Alright, I had full intentions of making a tripod, but I am hungry, so I'm going to bypass the tripod, but I'm going to show you a real down and dirty, quick, easy way to make one with one stick and something heavy so you can hang your billy pot over the fire. Okay, down and dirty tripod. Actually, this would be a singlepod. So, stick and something heavy. So I'm going to kind of put that off to the side right there. I think that shall work, and I'll be eating a lot quicker than making a tripod. Knorrs. Yummy yum. And some Spam. First, we get some water going here. Another thing people forget to do when it's cold out is hydrate. It's the last thing you feel like doing when it's cold like this. We have to do it, especially actually I think in the winter it's even more important than in the summer. And I think it's not so much the amount of water, but just remembering to drink the water. It's more important to consciously think about that when it's cold, because you really don't want to drink water. It's freezing. Speaking of water, I think I'll go ahead and put some water on for my coffee later. And no, I didn't clean my cup and water bottle. These are my son's. My other ones are packed away, the ones that are black. And when I got his out, I was like, wow, that's what that looked like when I first bought it. Yep, she's boiling. Go ahead and pour in my noodles. But I need a little more water. There we go. My Spam on my homemade skillet. Alright, well, let's eat. I just get it right out of the pot here. Drain off a little bit of the water. Got a little too much water in it. Give her a shot. It's really good, actually. I've done chicken before. Well, maybe I have done Spam and Knorr's. I switched over to the Knorr's noodles. One, because my dad swears by them and they're cheap. And they're very filling. I mean, one, you could almost split a packet. Two, I have heard from several people, and I can't really verify it, so I don't know, but several people have told me that there's plastic remnants in ramen noodles. So I mean, I still eat them, but if I don't have to, I won't. Plus, these taste better than ramen noodles personally. That's like perfect consistency. Except for the water. I think I got a little too much water in there. That's good. Like I said, I usually split these in half. It's gonna be way more than what I need. I've definitely hit the spot for sure. So if you couldn't tell, I have a new knife, and I bought 3 of these. And the reason I bought 3 of them is they sell out very quickly. I mean, I'm talking, like, you go on their website, and I went on it, it's probably 2 weeks ago, and they were out of stock. And I checked it the following morning, and there were like 145. I'm like, cool. So I went to work, and lunchtime I'm like, I'm gonna order one, and they were gone. I mean it's amazing. So it's the Terava Jacare Puko, and don't ask me how to spell that. Just look it up. I am super impressed with this thing. This to me is a marriage of a K-bar, and bear with me, I'll explain why. A K-bar, a Mora Garberg, with a really well done grind, almost like an LT Wright grind, and this thing with a leather sheath, and the leather sheath's no joke. I'll do a review of this, so I'm not going to get into this in detail, but it was 64 bucks. You're going to be hard pressed to find a knife like that. I mean, it's really well made. It's no joke for 64 bucks with a leather sheath. and it's 1095. It's carbon steel. They have a stainless steel version, but you're good luck. If you go online and you find their stainless steel version, you better buy every single one that they have, because those I cannot get anywhere. I mean, you can. I've tried on the what I call the Bushcrafters black market, and they're not there. So if you're looking for a really well-made bushcraft, I guess you could almost call this a survival knife. I mean, it's full tang. I have no beefs with it. My only critique of this knife is one fit and finish thing, and I'll show you what that is. And it wasn't just this one, it was all three of them. Right there, if you can see it. Right there. Every one of those have that, and I think that's from the mold of the handle. They have this little nub, and you can just cut it off or sand it off. I mean, it's not affecting the performance or the integrity of the handle. And the 90-degree spine you got to get used to, because it's not, if you look at that, it's not flat. It's actually almost like there's a bevel on the side. So striking a ferro rod with it's a little different. You got to get used to it. But really nice sheath, leather sheath, and it has a plastic liner inside of it. I carry it just like this because the retention on it's really good. I mean, that's without the snap. And then it has a snap, and I was able to pull it out of there. If you pull hard enough, you can pull it out of there, but what happens is I think the handle hits the snap and unsnaps it. But definitely really good positive retention. See if I can cut my leg off. Yeah, and it's a dangler. So I'm giving it a whirl, and after I get done beating it up for a few months, I'll do a full review on it. But there's a lot of reviews already out there on it, and of guys with knife backgrounds, and they've all said, man, if you can find them, buy them. So yeah, so I'm testing that out. I will say that the reason I said it reminds me of a K-bar, it's kind of their handle. The handle shape is kind of like a K-bar, like a BK2 or BK7, but it's rubbery, so it's actually a little more forgiving on your hands. The Garberg has a very hard plastic handle, and it's not the most ergonomic handle on the Garberg. It doesn't bother me, but this one's definitely more comfortable. Wow, that's so good. Yeah, I just have a bite. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, well, you probably didn't come here to watch me stuff my face. All right, well, the Norse and Spam is really good. And I think I've had that before. In fact, I think if you go back about 6-7 videos, I did a day outing where I did that because it kind of tasted familiar to me. It was really good. Nothing wrong with it, and you know, it's better for you, I guess, than ramen noodles if they do have plastic in them. So I want to congratulate one of my favorite channels, and that's Joe Robinette with Joe Robinette Bushcraft. For those of you who don't know him, I would be shocked if there's any of my subscribers that do not know who Joe Robinette is. But if you don't know who he is a bushcrafter, outdoors enthusiast, and he was on the show alone. And there were some rumors that when he obviously didn't win, he lost his ferro rod, unfortunately. And in those conditions, you're done. If you don't have a way to start a fire, it's not happening. And everyone goes, "Oh, I'll make a bow drill." Okay, yeah, try it. Go ahead and go try that. I want to see that happen. That there were some rumors that, hey, because of that, his failure, that his channel wasn't going to go anywhere, or that he was done. And I was actually one of those that thought quite the contrary. My thought was, here's a real guy just like you and I that happened to have, some skills like most of us outdoors enthusiasts have, and he made a mistake, and we all do that. Unfortunately, in that situation, it was a costly mistake, and it cost him to get, kicked off the show or disqualified. And I'm like, that's not a big deal. In fact, I'd rather see that than, have him fail because he had a health issue on the show. But anyways, I want to congratulate Joe, because in the last year, his channel has just taken off. And I was getting my coffee this morning, and I was going through my YouTube stuff, and I'm like, holy cow. He has 505,000 subscribers. So he's got over 500,000 subscribers now. And my hat, or my cap, is off to you, Joe. I love your channel. One of the things I like about your channel, and it's one of the things that I strive to do on my channel, and I make sure that I do it in every single one, is just be yourself and make it family friendly. I don't think I've ever heard Joe cuss on one of his videos. You'll never hear it on one of mine. You may hear, if I'm on an outing, you might hear someone say something in the background, but I always keep it family friendly, and that's the great thing about Joe's channel, is it's family friendly, it's entertaining, he's a funny guy. I would love to just go hang out with the guy for a day, but he's in Canada, so that's a little far away from Ohio. But I want to congratulate him, because he's one of the true pioneers of, I don't want to say pioneers of YouTube, but he's one of the true bushcraft outdoorsman guy that's on YouTube. He's just solid. Everything he does is just solid. And when he makes a mistake, he's like, oh, I screwed up, doesn't work, and I'll try something else. So, Joe, congratulations on 500,000. Maybe someday I'll be there with you as well. If that's the case, then I will come to Canada and see you. This is Jeff with the Common Sense Camper, camping out.